The little girl only grabbed the boy's arm, and his facial burns were instantly healed. But when she tried to help the boy take off the gauze, the boy had listened to the maid's instigation. He thought this little girl whom his mother had taken in would steal the family's affection, and that taking off the gauze was just to make him look ridiculous. Therefore, he not only refused to let the girl remove the gauze, but also told her to get out of the house. Seeing this, the maid also shouted angrily that the girl was a jinx, and tried to drive her away as she spoke. The girl then recalled the days when the whole village had bullied her for being a jinx, and in a fit of anger, she suddenly pushed the maid away. She forcefully pulled off the boy's gauze, eager to prove that she was no jinx at all. The next second, everyone froze on the spot. To their astonishment, the burns on the boy's face that even doctors couldn't cure had suddenly and miraculously disappeared without a trace, even though the maid standing nearby explained, claiming that the boy's recovery must have been due to his active cooperation with the treatment. Both the boy and his mother felt that it was the girl who had brought them this good fortune. The boy immediately apologized to the girl for his rude behavior just now, and the woman even called her husband right away to share the joyful news. Soon after receiving the call, the man hurried back home. While he was overjoyed at his son's recovery, he suddenly noticed that the girl's facial features bore a faint resemblance to those of the family members, giving him an inexplicably familiar feeling. Upon learning that the elderly person who had adopted the girl had just passed away, leaving her homeless, the man immediately decided to adopt the girl as his own daughter. The girl was filled with joy, for at long last, there was someone who did not cast her aside. However, the moment the man touched her, the girl suddenly had a vision. The entire family would die in a car accident. Sure enough, the very next second, she heard the man say that he would take their son to the hospital for a follow-up check with his wife. Seeing this, the girl immediately stopped them in a state of panic, yet she dared not reveal the reason behind her actions, because the last time she had spoken of her prophetic visions, the villagers had branded her a jinx who brought curses upon others. The maid, completely unaware of the truth, quickly pulled the girl back and told her to stop making trouble, then urged the couple to take the boy to the hospital. Unwilling to lose her newfound family so soon after finally having one, the girl had no choice but to threaten the maid, saying that if she kept blocking her, she would put a curse on her. Frightened by the threat, the maid finally let go of the girl. The girl then rushed forward quickly and stood in front of the man's car to block it. Seeing this, the man tried to get out of the car to ask what was wrong, but found that he could not undo his seatbelt no matter how hard he tried. On the other hand, the woman got out of the car and noticed that the vehicle was leaking oil. She immediately rushed to rescue their son in a state of panic. The girl took the chance to help the man undo his seatbelt. At that moment, the oil leak suddenly caught fire. The woman, who had just rescued their son, tried to go back for the man, but was held back tightly by the maid. Fortunately, in the nick of time, the girl managed to undo the man's seatbelt just 1 second before the fuel tank exploded. The man grabbed the girl and rushed out of the car, but the girl fainted on the spot. She was taken to the hospital, where the doctors said she had only fainted from shock. Soon after, the girl regained consciousness, just as the whole family was praising her as a blessing to the household, and asking her how she had foreseen the danger in advance. Bad news came from the adjacent ward. The man's father was critically ill. Upon hearing this, the whole family immediately went to visit him, but were stopped outside the ward by the man's stepmother and stepbrother. The boy tried to rush in to see his grandfather, but was pushed to the ground by his uncle in one swift motion. The girl reacted instinctively and bit the uncle to help the boy, and in that instant, she suddenly sensed the truth. The uncle was the mastermind behind the car accident, and he was hatching an even bigger conspiracy.